Welcome back to Midnight Crimes. Eliza's heart pounded as the figure stood motionless outside her window. She grabbed her phone, ready to call for help, but the signal was gone. The man didn't move. He simply stared, the flicker of the streetlight casting an eerie glow on the outline of his hat. She knew she couldn't stay inside. If he was bold enough to stand there, he'd find a way in. Quietly, she slipped out through the back door, clutching a flashlight and her late father's old hunting knife. The air outside was cold, the kind of chill that seeped into your bones. As she crept through the alleyway, she noticed faint footprints in the mud. Large, deliberate, and heading toward the woods. She hesitated but knew she had no choice. If she wanted answers, she had to confront the watcher. The forest loomed ahead, its shadows alive with whispers of wind through the trees. Eliza followed the footprints until she came across a clearing. At its center was an old, crumbling cabin she'd never seen before. Candlelight flickered inside, and she could hear faint murmurs, a low, rhythmic chant. Carefully, she peered through the cracked window. Inside, a group of people stood in a circle, their faces hidden by dark hoods. They chanted in unison, their voices rising and falling like a sinister symphony. At the center of the circle lay a table, and on it was something that made her stomach turn. Clara's missing belongings, arranged ritualistically. Eliza's hand trembled as she reached for her phone to record the scene. But before she could press record, a hand clamped over her mouth, and she was pulled back into the shadows. "Quiet," a voice whispered. It was Sheriff Carter, a man she'd known since childhood. "You shouldn't be here." Eliza stared at him in shock. "You know about this?" she hissed. Carter nodded grimly. "It's been happening for years. They call themselves the Midnight Circle, a group of townspeople who believe sacrifices protect Ravenwood. They think they're stopping something worse." Eliza's mind raced. "And you let them get away with it? Do you think I haven't tried to stop them?" Carter's voice broke. "Every time I get close, someone I care about gets hurt. They control everything, money, power, even the police department. I'm the only one left fighting." Before they could say more, the chanting inside the cabin stopped. The door creaked open, and the hooded figures began to emerge. Carter pulled Eliza deeper into the shadows, but it was too late. "Bring them!" a voice commanded. Rough hands grabbed Eliza and Carter, dragging them into the cabin. The leader of the group removed his hood, revealing none other than Mayor Whitaker, the beloved figurehead of Ravenwood. "You should have stayed out of this, Eliza," Whitaker said coldly. "You were warned." "Why?" Eliza demanded. "Why kill innocent people?" Whitaker leaned in, his eyes devoid of remorse. "It's not about killing, it's about balance. Sacrifices keep the town safe. If we don't, the darkness spreads." Eliza didn't buy it. "You're not saving the town, you're controlling it through fear." Before Whitaker could respond, Carter made his move. He lunged for one of the guards, grabbing their weapon and firing a warning shot into the air. Chaos erupted. Eliza seized the opportunity, grabbing a heavy candlestick and swinging it at one of the cultists. The fight was chaotic but brief. With Carter's help, Eliza managed to escape, running through the woods as shouts echoed behind them. By dawn, they reached the main road and headed straight to the state authorities. Eliza's recordings, coupled with Carter's testimony, were enough to bring an outside task force to Ravenwood. The Midnight Circle was dismantled, its members arrested and exposed for their heinous crimes. But not all mysteries were solved. The man under the street lamp, the one who watched Eliza that night, was never found. Some believe he was a figment of her imagination, a manifestation of her fear. Others whisper that the true watcher is still out there, waiting for the right moment to return. Eliza left Ravenwood shortly after, her story shaking the nation. She published a book exposing the horrors of the Midnight Circle. But deep down, she knew the fight wasn't over. Because in the quiet moments, when the world seemed at peace, she could still feel his eyes on her, watching, waiting. And so, the legend of the Midnight Crimes lives on, a chilling reminder that some secrets are never meant to be uncovered. And so, the nightmare in Ravenwood came to an end, or so it seemed. The Midnight Circle's grip was broken, its leaders unmasked, and justice, though delayed, was finally served. But for Eliza, the scars of that night would never fade. She returned to her life as a journalist, her work gaining acclaim for exposing the truth, no matter the cost. Yet, in the quiet hours of the night, when the world was asleep, she would sometimes wake to a feeling she couldn't shake, the sense of being watched. The Midnight Watcher was never caught, and his shadow lingered over the town like a curse. Was he real, or was he a symbol of the darkness that lurked in the human soul? That question remains unanswered. So as you turn off the lights tonight and prepare for sleep, ask yourself, are you truly alone? Or is there someone, somewhere, watching from the shadows? Thanks for joining us on this chilling journey into the heart of darkness. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more tales that keep you on the edge of your seat. And remember, not all shadows are harmless. Stay vigilant, stay safe.